This is Lori Prox. I'm here with Police Chief Bill Comer, and discussion topic, just trying to create a little awareness about drug and alcohol use among youths here in the Valdez area. And I think we've established that there is an uptick in both drug and alcohol abuse by high school students here in Valdez, and in some cases junior high. And also, school board had a discussion on how to deal with that problem, and the one idea that was proposed was the idea of putting a police officer full-time in the Valdez schools, and that was tabled at that time, but that's one of the ideas on the table. What is the police presence in the schools right now?
Well, essentially there is no or very little police presence in the schools right now. We do respond for, like snow machine rules and regulations, upon request for some different classes being taught, or, bear awareness, or
barring this request for a $120,000 funding from the city of Valdez. They're asking that the city pay for an additional position for this. Have you had requests to come to the school on a presence issue, to make a presence? I know Principal Balsarek said the main idea of this would be for it to be a deterrent. So is that something that has been requested of the school district, that the police have a regular presence in the schools? Has that been requested out of your regular staffing? And if it were requested, is it something that you could accommodate?
Well, yes, the school district has requested for us to, like on homecoming dances or different events, proms or whatever, to have a police presence. And in those cases, we certainly have, while our patrolmen are on night shift, they'll swing by. They do the same thing at the teen center. They'll swing by and, see how things are going, drive through the parking lots, just visit with the kids, and to make sure there's nothing getting out of hand. Occasionally walk the halls in the schools. So on those kind of incidents, yes, we do have a police presence at the schools during specific events. Also, during basketball games or different incidents, officers will, I encourage them to swing by the ball games, or anytime we have a large gathering of people, sporting events, or whatever the activity is going to be at the school. So certainly, the other aspect of that also is our officers have children in school, and so they're often at the school, either on duty or off duty, watching their kids. So there is that community involvement presence going on.
Now, do you believe that, as Dr. B says, the presence of an officer at the schools is a deterrent?
I believe it can be a deterrent. Specifically as a school resource officer, there's a lot of different takes on what a school resource officer would be. He could be a liaison between school administration and the police department and the students. Like Anchorage Police Department has 12 school resource officers. Fairbanks Police Department has 2 school resource officers. And we've talked to them, we've asked them how it's working, and for the most part, pretty positive out of those 2 communities. But what the officers have told us is that they build rapport with all these different kind of social groups of the students going through there, and they find out more information from the students, and they get the straight scoop on a confidential basis, because they do build that rapport, and they kind of humanize what a police officer is, and they're not there just to write tickets and make arrests. They're there to help make good life decisions and encourage, healthy behavior.
And for those who missed the school board meeting last Monday, the proposal was brought to request from the city $120,000 for that officer, but there was not a proposal of what that officer would be doing. So that's what most of the discussion focused upon. So I think you've hit upon some of the things that officer would do, but it's very contingent on funding, and the school board didn't make any decisions. They actually tabled that item, and it was just an action item requesting funding. So, and it's additional funding on top of the budgets that have already been built this year. So I don't know how probable that funding is. So if that funding is not there, are there things that the school district can do with respect from requesting help from the police department, and how would they go about doing that? There were no proposals on the table for that.
Well, awareness is a big thing, and realization that probably sharing some information between the police department, our officers, and school district personnel is a good start. We can certainly, in our normal routine patrols and part of just the way we do business, certainly we can spend more time at the school, and if requested, probably do some more specific taskings on different incidents.
Now, is that something that you'll initiate, or does the school district need to initiate that with the police department?
I think that, in my mind, it'd be a kind of a cooperative thing that certainly would need to be initiated at the school district level, and we'll try to accommodate them within our means. We keep the city. The police department's under a mandate to keep 2 uniformed officers on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We do that with 10 officers, our complete staff of sworn officers. And so they respond to all those calls, whether it's an animal barking at 10 Mile or Robe River or thefts or traffic complaints.
And at some point, the prevention of some of these youth drug and alcohol would actually save time for your department if you could get them decreased through education rather than have to spend time on them trying to convict.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We're in this setting, in a school setting, it's not about making arrests or it's about forging good life skills, and these are our kids. We just want them to grow up and have successful and productive lives.